Good morning everyone. This video is on how to find out the average velocity or a speed when the distance and velocity is given. Let me share you the first question. So here the question is given, if particle travels distance s1, s2, s3 and so on with velocities v1, v2, v3 and so on. In the same direction, the average velocity of the particle is what? Generally, if you come to this type of problems, you might have find the formula, what it is. Velocity is equals to, in general, what we know, velocity is equals to displacement by time. And coming to average velocity, what's the formula we have is total distance by or total displacement by time. Total distance or total displacement by total time taken to travel that distance. So total time taken. Total time taken. So now what is given in your equation is, they had given distance or displacement as s1, s2, s3. These s is denoted for displacement. What it is denoted for? Displacement. And coming to the next, v1, v2, v3 are the velocities. V for velocity. And they had given some velocities v1, v2, v3. Let me tell you, this is a line from A to B. So here you can find the distance from A to B. Now if I divide this into three parts. So the total is considered as S. And this part, let it be C and D. From A to C, we will get S1. From C to D, it is S2. From D to B, it is S3. And the S1 is travelled under velocity V1. S2 is travelled under velocity V2. Same manner, S3, V3. So when they had given the data like this and they had asked you to find the average velocity, then what you have to do is, general formula is what? Total displacement by total time taken. Total time taken. And now, here the displacement can be considered as S1 plus S2 plus S3. But now we will start the confusion that what we have to take under time. So let us go back to your previous formula. What we know is velocity is equals to displacement by time. Here S for displacement, not speed. Please remember this. This is not considered as speed. It is considered as displacement. From here, what we can get, time is equals to what? Send this velocity to the other side and bring this time to the other side. So if you interchange the places of velocity and time, we can find in the place of v, we can find t here, and in the place of t, we can find v here. So we got time is equals to displacement by velocity. Time is equals to displacement by velocity. In the same manner, now we have to use here about what? So here we have to write T1 plus T2 plus T3. Now let me find what is T1, T2, T3. So coming to this, T1 is equals to what? Generally we found T is equals to displacement by velocity. If it is displacement by velocity, then what we can write? We can write S1 by V1. Same manner for T2, S2 by V2, and for T3, S3 by V3. So we got T1, T2, T3, and we can go for your previous formula, that is average velocity is equals to what? Average velocity is equals to total displacement. We have S1 plus S2 plus S3 by what? T1 plus T2 plus T3. In the place of T1, T2, T3, what we have to substitute is S1 plus S2 plus S3 by S1 by V1 plus S2 by V2 plus S3 by V3. So now take the LCM at the denominators. Finally, it is S1 plus S2 plus S3 is equals to what? As we had found in the earlier that the total displacement is yes. So instead of S1 plus S2 plus S3, can I consider S? So yes, we can. So I had taken like this. So in the place of S1 plus S2 plus S3, I can write S by, and if I take the LCM of the denominator, then I can write V1, V2, V3. Simply I can multiply each and every denominator together. Now, in the first term, what is missing here? We had only V1. So write the remaining V2 and V3. And it is S1 plus, next, what is missing here? V1 and V3 is not there. So let us write V1, V3 and S2 plus, what is here? Only V3. We need to take V1 and V2. So I am multiplying the same V1, V2, S3. So now send this to the numerator. Then it is S into V1, V2, V3 by V2, V3 S1 plus V1, V3 S2 plus V1, V2 S3. This is all about the way how to find out the average speed or a velocity when they had not given time in the given data. So let me tell you one more problem. So here I have a textbook. So let me take. Let me explain this. The first one, what they had given, the first half distance with V1 and second half distance with V2. Then what we need to find is the average velocity. See what they had given is, the first one given, if I take the two distance, let it the total distance be A to B, and they had taken half of it, let it be C. So what they had given, the first half of the distance with a speed V1. This is your first distance. Let it be D by 2 because it is completely it is D. When it is half of it, we will write D by 2. And the same, the remaining half is also considered as D by 2. And here we have a V1 and here we have a V2. So the same thing they had asked. The first half distance with V1 and the second half with V2. The same thing I had represented in a diagrammatical form. If you can able to make a diagram, it is half of the problem has been finished. Now, what we had, average speed is equals to, average speed or a velocity, whatever it may be. Average speed is equals to total distance by, total time taken to travel. So here I can write D1 plus D2 by T1 plus T2 as I taught you earlier. And now it is D1 and this is D2. D1 is equals to D by 2 and D2 is equals to D by 2. In the case when you get these kind of D by 2s and D by 3s, then you can do like this. In the place of D1, what we have to write here? D by 2. In the same manner, what we have to write under the place of D2? D2 we got D by 2 again. D by 2. And now we don't know what is V1, what is T1 and T2. So let us go back to your previous formula. We have a simple formula. Speed is equals to distance by time. Distance by time. From this formula, what is time? So same as you done earlier. Interchange the places of speed and time. In the place of speed, write down time now. In the place of speed, write down time. And now, in the place of time, write down speed. Just interchange, nothing else. Don't make as complex you can. Please make it as simple as you can. So, the first thing we have to do is listen properly. Then you have to go for the other. So, in the place of time, what I got? Distance by speed. The same thing I can write. T is equals to D by S. Or they had given us V. So, S or V, whatever it may be. And now, let me take T1 is equals to D1 by S1 or V1. So, I am writing D1 by V1. So, What we got in a d1 place? d1 we got d by 2. So I can write d by 2 into v1, because I can write like this, d by 2 by v1. So the denominator will comes to the denominator again. So then I have written like this. Same manner, t2 is equals to d2 by v2. The same thing, d2 is d by 2 again and v2. So now bring this 2 to the denominator, then it becomes d by 2v2. So now substitute the same. In the place of t1 what we have to write? In the place of t1 we need to write d by 2v1. In the place of t2 what we have to write? d by 2v2. Now take LCM at the denominator. So if you take the denominators if you take numerators LCM, then you will get d plus d by 2 by, and now you can take the LCM as 2 into v1 v2s. So here v2 is missing, so we can write v2d plus, here v1 is missing, I can write v1d. Now d plus d, how much it is? I think it is 2d by 2 by, let me take d common from here, then I can write v2 plus v1 by 2v1 v2s. And now 2 get cancelled, dd get cancelled, numerator and denominator if it is same we can get cancelled. And what is left in the numerator? No, now it is not left as a 0, it is left as a 1, because in division we will take 1. So now it is 1 into 2v2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. So finally what we got? 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. This is the way to find out the average speed when they had not given the time. If they might have given the time, simply we can substitute in this formula and we can get the answer. This is all about the way to find out average velocity or average speed. So in the next video, I may make how to find out how to use in the problem according to your textbook. Thank you. Thank you for watching.